Welcome to the Black Guy Show. Make sure you like this video if you like it, share this video, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification indicator. Also, the links below in my description box are ways you can access my other social media pages and or get a hold of me. All right, so it's reality check time. So I'm gonna break down the levels for what men see in relationships or dating. There's 4 levels that the way men look at women. Okay, so the first level is the highest level, and that's what our outcome is going to be. That would be level 1, or I would say the highest level. That's girlfriend, live with girlfriend, wifey material, or wifey material. That's a full-blown relationship. That's where you're living with a person as a man, a man's living with a woman. We're in a full-blown relationship, or she's, i.e., wifey material. Why do I say that? Some people don't want to get married. I think there's a zero net gain for men to get married, in my opinion. There's no value other than putting yourself in a financial situation that could be at risk. That's not a value, but a lot of women want to get married because they want that security. So when women say it's not about money, well then have a ceremony and don't go through the courts. But then that doesn't work for the woman because they want that financial security. So it kind of is about the money. The way around that, men, is to be in a relationship with a woman. And if you're in a long-term relationship, you live together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and you feel like it's wifey material / you're married, but you're not legally married, put them in a trust. Give them something, right? A value. So if something happens, they have something to fall back on. The second level is someone that you're dating seriously, but you don't live together. That's boyfriend, girlfriend that doesn't live together. That's not wifey material. So that's level number 2. That's someone that you're dating. And I address these levels because I think people get confused. And this is where you have bad dating experiences as women. And this is something you need to clarify in the beginning as when you're dating as to what you want, what kind of outcome you want. Okay? So you've been dating this person for 6 months. You don't live together. You're committed. Maybe you're monogamous, but you're not ready to move in together for whatever reason. Then there's level 4, where you're dating somebody, but you're casually dating them, and you're open to dating other people. It's not monogamous. It's open because you're dating. It's not serious. There's no commitment. I'm kind of dating this gal. I'm kind of seeing this other gal. She's kind of dating this other dude. Nobody wants to commit. Okay, it's called FTC, failure to commit, for whatever reason. And then there's the last level, which is the one-night stand. That's a hit it and quit it. You don't even want to tell your friends about it. It was late. You were out at a bar. Maybe you were drunk. You were horny. You got together with a girl. You don't want to tell your friends about it. So those are the levels at which men look at women. Okay? So I just wanted to address that. And then the other thing I want to talk about is, and I have to correct the levels. I have to do this. I hear this a lot from women that say they're a 10. Okay? How do you rate yourself, women? And men, this is for the men and women, okay? And remember, I don't know why a lot of women get offended. I'm trying to help you so you have a better outcome as to what you want out of a relationship or dating or marriage. But I have to throw these numbers out because I hear this all the time. I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. No, you're not, okay? I hear guys say, oh, I dated a bunch of 10s. No, you didn't. Let me clarify, what is a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10? And I'm going to pull some of this from the Godfather himself, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, because he brought up some good points, and I'll hit that when I hit that number. And I'll talk about it right now. First of all, there's no such thing as a 7. 7s don't exist. Why? That's a safe number. And I got that from Kevin Samuels, and I thought about it, and he's right. Everybody always wants to use a 7 and play it safe. It's not too high, it's not too low, but it makes me feel all comfortable and good about myself. So we can't use a 7 in this equation. I stole that or borrowed it from Kevin Samuels. But here's my definition of a 10. A woman that's a 10 is highly abnormal. It's so high up on the percentage scale, like it's less than 1%. She is getting paid for her beauty, either via magazine, video. She's an artist, music artist. Her looks is a Kardashian. You may say, oh, I don't like the looks of Kim Kardashian or Khloe. They're getting paid for their looks. They're getting paid, and they have a show. They have, one of them has cosmetics. She's a billionaire. Okay, Paris Hilton, she had clout. It's not just about the looks itself. It's the whole social and economic level of the woman and the looks. So when guys say I dated a 10, it's like, no, you didn't, because you don't make enough money, because women date up. Hypergamy, right? So a 10 is like high level. Most of us, what we think is a 10 is an 8, okay? A 9 is a girl or a woman that's getting paid for her looks, but she doesn't have the status. She's not famous, but she's still making money. Maybe she's making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 60,000, 100,000. Maybe she's making $1 million a year on Instagram, social media. She's hot. She's like, wow. You know, Russian, Australian model. Maybe she's not a model. Maybe she's just some girl that has clout. She's making serious cash. Maybe a hot YouTube channel. That's 9, okay? An 8 is what most of us think is a 10. That's a super gorgeous, attractive woman that when she walks in a room, at a lounge, a club, a bar, a restaurant, a football game, everybody stops and looks. That's an 8. I would consider my girlfriend, and I'll put her Instagram tag up here. I would consider her an 8. We've been together 3.5 years. We live together. We're in a relationship. We're in a committed relationship. I would consider her an 8. 7s don't exist. Why do I give her an 8, not a 10? You're being mean. Because she ain't making millions of dollars by her looks. Okay, it's just the way it is. So an 8 on the street is the highest you're gonna get. 7s don't exist. A 6 is cute. That's above average. Okay? 5 is average. 4 is below average. 3, 2, and 1, and you get the picture. Okay? And there's a lot of components that make up the rating system. Maybe they have too many kids from too many baby daddies. That lowers their value. Maybe they're extremely overweight. That lowers their value. It's just the way it is. Because remember, men look at women as sex objects. Women look at men as success objects. So you have to break this down, because I see it all the time. I'll make these posts on maybe my TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, and these comments, oh, I dated a bunch of 10s. Dude, you didn't date a bunch of 10s. And when I'm a 10, no, you're not. You're not even a 5. And so the reason women rate themselves higher is because the accessibility they have for men. In my last YouTube, one of my videos, I told men, do not give women too much attention. And I think a lot of people got that confused. If you're in a relationship, I'm not talking about being in a relationship, a level 1 or 2. I'm talking about you're dating or you're trying to court someone. Because men, by you giving women too much attention, their value goes up. And these women that are average and below average chicks out there think they're 10s because they got all these simps in their DM. They got dudes texting them, telling them how good looking they are. They got people calling them. They got people coming up to them in bars. They got people messaging them on Facebook. They got people messaging them on Snap. They got people messaging them on TikTok or writing comments. And it's like, the reality is there's a lot of desperate dudes, but she's delusional. Because I watch these videos, I'm at 10. It's like, girlfriend. You know what's amazing? And this very studio next door, I've done a lot of podcasts here, the studio. There's shows where they have these attractive girls that were on these shows with an individual. And I was watching it the other day. And there's 3 or 4 of them. And they're probably 6s and 8s. They're all talking about, oh, this guy has to have this guy has to have this guy has to have this. And the funny thing is, none of them are married. And they're getting in their mid-30s. And it's like, you're hitting the wall. Because their mindset's so skewed. They also overvalue themselves. They probably all think they're 10s and they're not. And so they're expecting a high-value man that's in the top 1.2% income bracket or 1% income bracket in the world. I got a app I use that's based on the National Health System and the Census Bureau. And I was putting in numbers based on a man's income, not being married, not being obese, and my income puts me in the top 0.02%. So not even a percentile of a person that makes my income that's, I won't say single, but I'm not married, okay? Because I'm not single, but I'm not married. And these women that are running around calling themselves 10s, that are 6s, maybe an 8 was in there, maybe an 8. Most of them are 6s. I'm like, dude, and you're in your mid-30s. I'm like, what are you thinking? Even maybe probably late 30s. And I'm going, you're on these videos and these podcasts talking about how you want this value guy, yet you don't bring the value to the table. You overvalue yourself. You probably don't even know how to cook a cheeseburger. And you're sitting here talking about how this guy has to have this and that. That's a perfect example of an overvalued woman. And that's based on the accessibility of men, because I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 guys she runs into are chasing her. This is the other thing I tell men to do. Tell a beautiful woman no. Most of these women have never been rejected. The first guy that rejects them, they're going to flip out. They don't know how to handle it because no guys reject them. They're getting chased by men all the time. And I'll say one of them was about a 5, maybe 6. The other two, maybe a 6 and an 8. But I guarantee you, most of them have never been rejected because they haven't ran into a high-value man, because high-value men won't tolerate their attitude. High-value man will be like, you know what? You're a dime a dozen. I have my pickings. I can choose what I want. Because you see, men control access to marriage. I'm going to say it again. Men control access to marriage. What does that mean? That means we're the ones that propose, not the women. So when women are like, I've been engaged, look, high-value men ain't going to propose to those girls. Let me tell you. Women control access to sex, okay? So hope that makes sense. And the other point I want to add to this, and I'm going to say this to the 18 to 24-year-old men. Most of my viewers are in their young, early 20s, mid-20s. It depends on the platform, okay? My viewers go all the way up to 50 years old, 60, whatever, but most of them are in the 20s and early 30s. Guys, do not get married in your 20s. I'm going to say it again. Men, do not get married in your 20s. I would say men, I would wait till your mid 30s to late 30s, even early 40s if you're going to get married. Why do I say that? Your value as a man increases because your income goes up the older you get. I'm going to say it again. Your value as a man goes up as you get older because your income increases. Don't sell your stock early. Women cash their stock in, and women always want to get married between 28 and 30. They know they're hitting the wall. They know the time's coming. And so they're trying to cash their stock in. Wait till your stock peaks. Men don't cap out till they're 50. Some of the men don't cap out till they're 50. Why? Because they make more money. And here's the funny thing. People are like, oh, no, this and that. You're crazy. It's like, my income keeps going up, and I turned 53 this week. My girlfriend's 30 years old. I met her when she was 26. You see, people say, oh, you're a sugar daddy. No. Let me explain something. We lived together 3.5 years. And again, I'll put her Instagram, my Instagram up there. You can see, I'm legit about it. She cooks, she cleans, she's an 8. She competes in fitness, extremely beautiful, talented, and I pay all the bills. Why? Because when I met her, I made the money. I didn't need her money. Sure, she can go out and hustle and make money. Great, whatever. Work on your brand. Work on her athletic brand for the gyms, whatever. I don't care because I don't need somebody to bring their money to this relationship. What I need is somebody that's going to be a fit, feminine, attractive woman that's going to be cooperative, easy to get along with, and submissive. When I say submissive, that means they're letting me lead the family. I'm the conqueror. I'm taking over. I'm running the show. I'm the head of the household, and they're complimenting me. That's what submissive means. Don't get it twisted. And so I'm telling you, young men, if you stay in shape, take care of yourself. I'm not in the best shape I've been in, and you're making good money, you have an open playing field. You can pick and choose you want. Why? Because you're a high value man. You're in the top 1%. Right? Now, if I had no money, I was fat, out of shape, at my age, I wouldn't have options. And so most men can't date a girl like that because they bring no value to the table. When you're younger, as a man, all you got is your looks. You really don't have that depth of income and assets to bring to the table. I don't care what any woman said. I don't care what they're telling you and they say it's not about money. It is. That's why women want to get married. No, it's because I love you and have kids, blah, 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 this and that. Oh, okay, are you a Christian? You don't want to be married at wedlock? Okay, I'll let that one go. But if it's not, why do you need to go through the government to get married? They want the security because they know they have leverage. And at any given moment, they file for divorce. You as a man lose the house, pay child support, lose half your net worth, and you got to go get a shitty apartment to live in. And pay your spousal support if I didn't already say that. Right? So do a ceremony. But guys, young men, conquer the world, slay the dragon. Don't be in a rush to marry. If the woman's pressuring you, if she's pressuring you to marry her, you got to take a step back and say, whoa, hold the horses. I'm not ready to commit. Okay? And the other part I want to cover about this is when you get in a serious relationship or even before you get married, and I don't know why couples don't do this. I'm going to say this, go to marriage counseling, but before you get married, but I'm also going to say this. Make sure you have written down expectations about responsibilities of gender roles in the household. Make sure you have a clear understanding. And you should know this in the beginning because I'm never going to cook. Bye. And women get so mad. Like, here's the funny thing. I think it's more prideful. I think it's more of what the word I'm looking for. I think it's more admirable for a woman to be a stay-at-home mom. Because it's harder. And most women don't want to do that because it's hard. It's tough. They don't want to do that. They want to go get a career and a job and have a daycare raise their kids. And I challenge women. I said, what's so wrong with being a stay-at-home mom? Why is that negative? I think it's more admirable if I see a woman that's a stay-at-home mom. So what I'll say is this. Make sure you have written expectations down. Make sure you know your gender roles because that'll dictate the outcome in the marriage and the relationship. If you don't write that stuff down and you go into a marriage or relationship and you guys have differences, well, I'm not doing this. How much are you going to contribute to the household bills, ladies? Do you want to contribute 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, 0%? Well, that's going to determine, in my book, how much household chores or responsibilities you have as a woman. Sure, I'll mow the lawn or pay somebody. Sure, I'll do the manly stuff, but I'm not cooking if I'm paying all the bills. I'm not doing laundry if I'm paying all the bills, because you're not contributing on your end. It has to be you talk about equality. If I'm paying all the bills, then what are you doing? Just looking pretty? Spending my money with a credit card? No, hell no. Don't, guys, say no. Just say no. So make sure you follow me, man. Subscribe on this channel. And if you're on TikTok or Instagram and you're not, get on there. Stay strong.